Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Recha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Judges, the 21st chapter, and continuing from the 20th chapter, as we saw the civil war between the remaining tribes of Israel and the tribe of Benjamin, and the aftermath with a bulk of the Benjamites being slain. Now the men of Israel had sworn in Mizpah, saying, there shall not any of us give his daughter unto Benjamin to wife. So we're not going to give any of our daughters onto them as like in marriage. We're not going to agree to that. And the people came to the house of God and abode there till even before God, and lifted up their voices and wept sore, and said, O Lord God of Israel, why is this come to pass in Israel, that there should be today one tribe lacking in Israel? So though they won, it was almost like a Pyrrhic victory, right? Where they won the battle, but this wasn't a kind of battle that, you know, you're joyous at the outcome either way, being that they were fighting against their brethren for that wickedness that they did. So they cry unto the Lord, you know, asking why did it have to come to this? And basically they were thinking at this point, you know, Benjamin, they're going to die off, right? And that might just be the end of them. And it came to pass on the morrow that the people rose early and built there an altar, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the children of Israel said, who is there among all the tribes of Israel that came not up with the congregation unto the Lord? For they had made a great oath concerning him that came not up to the Lord to Mizpah, saying, he shall surely be put to death. So it was basically like a mandatory assembly. All the tribes had to show, and the ones that didn't come, they would be put to death here. And the children of Israel repented them for Benjamin, their brother. So, you know, after this, they eventually felt bad and started to think concerning the tribe of Benjamin, you know, what can they do? And said, there is one tribe cut off from Israel this day. So there's but a few of them left, and we already said that we're not going to give them our daughters to wife. How shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing we have sworn by the Lord Yahweh that we will not give them of our daughters to wives? Right? So we already said we won't, and we won't give them any of our daughters to wife. So how are they going to populate? And they said, what one is there of the tribes of Israel that came not up to Mizpah to the Lord? And behold, there came none to the camp from Jabesh Gilead to the assembly. When we look here at Jabesh Gilead, I believe this might have been on the east of Jordan, probably some of Manasseh. But let's see. A town in the territory of Gilead. It is beyond the Jordan, on the mountain road to Gerasa, site unknown. Okay, let's look this up here and see. Jabesh Gilead. Yep. Oh, actually, Gad. Interesting. So they have it here in, yeah, because I believe you had, was it, I think it was Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh over here. Though this looks like the other half of Manasseh. Either way, it was one of the tribes on the east. I believe this might have been within the territory of Manasseh, though. Cool. So those that were in Jabesh Gilead, they didn't come up to the assembly. For the people were numbered, and behold, there was none of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead there. And the congregation sent thither 12,000 men of the valiantest, so their strongest men, 12,000 of them, and commanded them, saying, go and smite the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, with the women and the children. So you got to go and take them all out, except, verse 11, and this is the thing that ye shall do. Ye shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that hath lain by man. So every man and every non-virgin woman, you going to kill them. And they found among the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead 400 young virgins that had not known man by lying with any male. So they were virgins, right? They hadn't been popped. And they brought them onto the camp to Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock Rimmon, and to call peaceably unto them. So they bring these 400 virgins. They call the remnants of the Benjamites and tell them, basically like, it's just squash now. We're not trying to eliminate you or anything. And Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them wives, which they had saved alive of the women of Jabesh Gilead, and yet so they sufficed them not, because they weren't enough. Remember, they got 400, but there were about 600 or so, maybe a few here and there that managed to flee and gather at this place. So they weren't enough. And the people repented them for Benjamin, because that the Lord had made a breach in the tribes of Israel. So the remaining tribes made an effort to try and see to it that the tribe of Benjamin would be all right, considering what had just happened. Then the elders of the congregation said, how shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing the women are destroyed out of Benjamin? So, the Benjamites got there are no women left of them. We only got 400 of these women from Jabesh Gilead, so we still need more. And we can't give them of any of our daughters, because we already said that we wouldn't. So now what? And they said, there must be an inheritance for them that be escaped of Benjamin, that a tribe be not destroyed out of Israel. Right? So we must, preserve, because that inheritance would come by, them having offspring that they could then leave that inheritance to keep the tribe of Benjamin alive. Howbeit, we may not give them wives of our daughters, for the children of Israel have sworn, saying, cursed be he that giveth a wife to Benjamin. And so at least at that time, those that had taken that oath at that time, they couldn't do anything about it. Then they said, behold, there is a feast of the Lord Yahweh in Shiloh, yearly in a place where is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goeth up from Bethel to Shechem, on the south of Lebonah. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and see, and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances, then come ye out of the vineyards, and catch you every man his wife of the daughters of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. And this is a very similar story, right? When you read the rape of the Sabine women, I believe that's what it's called. So I think they changed the name to like the capture of the Sabine women in Rome, right? They ended up, according to that story, doing the same or similar thing here in hiding and then popping out and then grabbing up women and stuff. But anyway, they tell them, look, go hide in the vineyards, and when you see the daughters come out and they're doing their dances, you pop out the bushes on them, right? And you see one you like, you come out, you grab them, you run. You take them. Let's just say a variation of bride napping here, and you take them back home, and that's yours. And it shall be, when their fathers or their brethren come unto us to complain, that we will say unto them, be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserve not to each man his wife in the war. So we ended up slaying all the women, so they don't have anybody, to take for wives. For ye did not give unto them at this time, that ye should be guilty. All right. And let's read this in the NLT. It says, and when the fathers and brothers come to us in protest, we will tell them, please be sympathetic. Let them have your daughters, for we didn't find wives for all of them when we destroyed Jabesh Gilead. And you are not guilty of breaking the vow, since you did not actually give your daughters to them in marriage. So that was a like a roundabout way of around it, right? Because they under the oath they couldn't say that, hey, okay, I'm officially giving you my daughter, but if Benjamin just takes them, that's a different story. And the children of Israel, so as they're basically saying, what was it, verse 23? Oh, wait, hold on. Verse 22. Yeah, okay. And the children of Benjamin did so, verse 23, and took them wives according to their number of them that danced, whom they caught. And they went and returned unto their inheritance, and repaired the cities and dwelt in them. So on the day of, when the festival was going on, they did as they were told, ran up in there, took whoever they could lay their hands on that was nice to them, and then they returned back to the land of Benjamin, fixed up the cities, and they dwelt in there. And the children of Israel departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe and to his family, and they went out from thence every man to his inheritance. So now, having dealt with the matter, they finally returned back to their tribes. In those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. And that brings us to the end of the book of Judges, the 21st chapter, and also the book of Judges. So, just about closing out the period of the conquest, right, and the era of the Judges. We'll see from here now, leading as time goes on into later on, where we see the story of Samuel and David and so on and so forth. But with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha, Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.